Okay, so let's focus on one more aspect of the stable matchings that we are thinking of, which is related to optimality, right? So if we compare the different stable matchings that we get, can we say something about whether one of them is more optimal than the others in some sense, right? So the context for this is that we have already seen examples where you have got the same preference structures in the sense that you have got the same ranking of each of the men over women and a ranking of each of the women over the different men, right? And we have seen that the same structure can lead to kind of different stable matchings, right? So if we have got multiple stable matching systems, then can we compare them, right? So for example, can we say that if there is one stable matching system that everybody will agree that this is better than the others? The answer to that we'll see is that no. In general, you cannot actually say that, right? However, if we modify the question to ask the following, that if we compare the different stable matching systems, can we pick one as the one where the woman would say that that is their favored matching system over the others? The answer is going to be yes. And similarly, if we ask the question that if we compare the different stable matching systems, is there the one that the men are going to all agree that that is the one that they would prefer? Then the answer is going to be yes as well, right? So let's take a look at this in the context of a one particular example just to illustrate what is going on here. So we have got, again, 4 men and 4 women. So as usual, our notation is small a, small b, small c, small d stands for Mr. A, Mr. B, Mr. C, Mr. D, and capital A, capital B, capital C, and capital D stand for Miss A, Miss B, Miss C, and Miss D, right? And we have the preference rankings as before. So one way of finding out a stable matching is that we follow the Gale Shapley algorithm as we have discussed, right? And if you do that here, and I encourage you to pause the video and do that as a practice before you see the answer, is that you end up with this thing that you see on the top, right? So Mr. A is matched with Miss A, Mr. B is matched with Miss C, Mr. C is matched with Miss D, and Mr. D is matched with Miss B. Now, it turns out that this is just one version of the Gale Shapley algorithm, right? So this is the version where, remember, that men start out by proposing to the one who is on the top of the list. The women get to see the proposal, then they get to keep one in the wait list, and then they reject the other ones, right? And we move on as we have discussed. But we could have done another version of the Gale Shapley algorithm by reversing the roles of the women and the men, right? So in this new version, which is called the women proposing version, what happens is that the women are the one who are proposing, right? So they start out by proposing to the men at the top of their list, right? And the men basically receive the proposals, then they decide to keep one in the waiting list, right? And reject all the others, right? So it's the same thing as we have discussed, but just interchange the role of the women and the men, right? So if you do that here, and if you run it on this preference profile, what you are going to end up getting is that you are going to end up getting a preference stable matching, which would be of the following type. So here, Mr. A is going to be matched with Miss D, Mr. B is going to be matched with Miss B, Mr. C is going to be matched with Miss C, and Mr. D is going to be matched with Miss A, right? So this is, we can see that this is a different outcome compared to the one where the men were proposing, right? Now, it turns out that there is another actually a stable matching system which will exist with this preference profile. And this is the only other one that can exist. So there are overall 3 stable matching systems. You can verify this as well. In the third one, what will happen is that Mr. A is going to be matched with Miss A, Mr. B is going to be matched with Miss B, Mr. C is going to be matched with Miss C, and Mr. D is going to be matched with Miss D, right? So these are the only 3 stable matching systems that can exist with this preference profile. And one question is like, how do you compare these 3 different systems, these 3 matching systems that I've come across, right? So one way of comparing is that you kind of like think about, okay, let's see in terms of like who got what in these 3 systems, right? So we can think about the preference ranking that is attached to each man and woman in the above 3 stable systems, right? So for example, this is how you read the thing. You kind of like go and see that we have got the one where the men are proposing. Remember, A was matched to A, right? So we can go and see, okay, in terms of the rankings, who got what, right? So you can kind of like see that here, basically, if A was matched to A, then kind of Mr. A got the second most preferred ranking, right? So that's why you can see here that the first one, 2, corresponds to the ranking of the partner that Mr. A places in terms of what he got, right? The second one had the first one again had Mr. B, being matched with Miss C. So we go to Mr. B's preference and we see that C is the top, right? So we will say that this is rank 1, right? This is what Mr. B got here. Mr. B got in this system where the men were proposing, which we are going to call system 1, the most preferred partner, right? What about Mr. C? So Mr. C got Miss D, right? And here we can basically see again, Mr. C got the most preferred partner that he wanted, right? So again, this is 1. And Mr. D got C, right? And we can see that, Mr. D got B, and we can see from his ranking that this is the second most preferred, right? So we have got here 2, 1, 1, 2. We can also compare this from the woman's perspective, right? So what about Miss A? Miss A got paired with Mr. A, right? So this is basically from a ranking, we can see this is the third most preferred option, right? So that's why you have this 3. And similarly, you can check the others. So Miss B got Mr. D. So again, from here, we see that this is the third best. Miss C got Mr. B, third best. Miss D got Mr. C, which is third best. So all the 3 women got their third most preferred partner, right? So this is we can kind of like, if you like summarize system 1 in terms of the preference rankings of what the men and the women wanted and what they ended up getting, right? We can do the same thing for the female woman proposing version, right? So here, for example, Miss A got Mr. D. So if you see here, we see that this is her most preferred partner, right? So that's why we are going to place 1 here. Miss B got Mr. B, right? So again, Mr. B is second most preferred. So you have the 2 here. Miss C got Mr. C, so which is rank 2. And Miss D got Mr. A, which is rank 1, right? So in this version where the female were kind of like the ones who were proposing, the ranking pairing that we got was that Miss A got the most preferred one. Miss B got her second most preferred partner. Miss C got the second most preferred partner, and Miss D got the best preferred partner that she wanted. We can also evaluate things from the men's perspective. So from Mr. D's perspective, because he's paired with Miss A, we can look at that this is actually, from his perspective, the fourth most attractive partner. So we are going to put in, so D got basically A, right? A was attached to Mr. D. And so from here, we can see that if we look at Mr. A and D, it's like the third best, right? So that's why you have the 3 here. Mr. B got attached to Miss B. And from Mr. B's perspective, this is the second best that could have happened, right? That's why you see the number 2 after the 3. From Mr. C's perspective, he was paired with Miss C. And we can see that this is rank 3 from Mr. C's perspective, right? So you've got the 3. And finally, Mr. D was paired with Miss A, right? And we can see that this is basically rank 4, right? So that's how you see this. And similarly, you can actually also see from here that, what about Mr. A, Mr. B, Mr. C, D's perspective? So this is rank 2, 2, 3, 3. And this one has like 3, 2, 2, 2, right? Okay, so we have got these 3 versions, the male proposing version, the woman proposing version, and the other system that was there. We are going to call them system 1, 2, and 3 just for, ease of reference, right? Now, the question is, what happens when we compare these 3 different systems, right? Is it the case that we can say that one system is better than the other, right? So let's first think about it from a woman's perspective, right? So from the woman's perspective, what we observe is that if you ask them to compare, and let's suppose we ask individually to compare, right? So suppose we asked Miss A, which of the 3 does she think is like the best in her opinion, right? So she's going to see that in the second system, she got her most preferred partner, right? Whereas in the other systems, you would have got her third most preferred partner. So Miss A is definitely going to say that system 2 is the best, right? What about Miss B? So Miss B got the second kind of like, preferred partner in system 2. In the system 3, she would have got a third most preferred partner. And in system 3, she would have got, so you can say that she is indifferent between system 2 and 3. But she would definitely prefer system 2 over system 1, right? Because she gets a higher ranked partner compared to the system 1, right? What about Miss C? So again, we can see that she too would be indifferent between system 2 and system 3, because in both system 2 and system 3, she gets a second most preferred partner. But she would agree that, either of them is better than system 1, where she gets a third most preferred partner. And finally, Miss D would also agree that kind of like the second one is better because she gets a most preferred partner versus she would have got a second most or third most preferred partner in the other systems, right? So basically, if you notice this, Miss A will definitely prefer system 2. Miss B will be indifferent between system 2 and 3. Miss C will prefer system 2 and 3. And Miss D will definitely prefer system 2. So if I now aggregate this, what we see is that all the women would definitely agree that the system 2 is weakly better or strictly better, right? So in that way, we say that system 2 is the best for all women. Now, you can do the same analysis from the men's perspective as well. So we can see that from Mr. A's perspective, he's indifferent between system 1 and 3, but he would say that system 1 is definitely better than system 2. From Mr. B's perspective, he is going to say that basically system 1 is strictly better than system 2 and 3 because he's getting his most preferred partner in system 1, whereas he would have got his second most preferred partner in system 2 and 3. Similarly, Mr. C is going to agree that system 1 is definitely better than system 3 and 4. System 2 and 3. And Mr. D is going to basically say that system 1 is strictly better than system 2 and 3. So while Mr. A is indifferent between system 1 and system 3, all the others would say that, system 1 is strictly better. So again, you can do the same sort of analysis, and then you end up with basically the case that basically system 1 is the best for all the men. So this is a typo. This should read system 1 is the best for all the men. Okay. So what we observe is the following. If you were to generalize, the matching system that is obtained when the men propose, this is the Gale Shapley version of the men proposal, is the optimal for every man, right? Optimal in the sense we'll define, but you can understand informally what we mean. So this is the one that the men had preferred, and matching system that is obtained when the women propose is optimal for every woman, right? Okay, again, just to make sure, this is a typo. System 1 is the best for all men. Okay, all right. So what is the, now, if you were to kind of like write things a bit formally, what is the definition of kind of optimality? We are going to say that a stable matching system is called optimal for a given man if he's at least as well off under it as under any other stable matching system, right? So now you can kind of like go back and think about how we use this definition here. Hopefully this is clear. And similarly, we could have defined it what is optimal for a given woman. So we'll say that a stable matching system is called optimal for a given woman if she's at least as well off under it as under any other stable matching system, right? So notice this is a very key point. When we are comparing the different situations, we are only comparing between different stable matching systems, right? So for example, in this system 2, clearly kind of like, Miss B and Miss C got the second best ranking, right? They didn't get their top preferences, right? But they would all agree that this is the best, because if you are comparing across different stable matching systems, this is the best that they could have done, right? In any other system, they would have got either the second or the third, right? So definitely not strictly better than this, right? Okay, so one final property, if you like, of the Gale Shapley algorithm. So for every preference structure, the matching system obtained by the Gale Shapley algorithm, where the men propose is optimal for men. So the result that we found for this example actually generalizes to any kind of like preference structure. This is what this is saying. Similarly, the matching system obtained by the Gale Shapley algorithm where the women propose is optimal for the woman, right? So one implication for us that is going to be very important when we turn to practical applications, as we'll see, is that the specific setup of the algorithm turns out to have important distributional consequences, right? In the sense that if we have the men proposing version, that's going to mean different things for in terms of like, are we going to kind of like get an outcome closer to what the men want? Or if it turns out that if you have the women proposing version, it will be have different implications for like, are we going to get an outcome for the one that is optimal for the board, right? So this we'll see is important institutional detail when it comes to running this sort of algorithms, something that will come up again later on as well.